Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. I forgot to send a mass text. Well, damn, that's fine. That's fine. So, if this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I kind of wanted to make up for this morning's crazy ass reading slash fucking argument with Michael, a live streamed argument with a sometimes dickish archangel. So I figured I'd make up for it by doing a second reading for Pisces right now. Um, it's going to be lower sodium, but a much more concentrated truth. This reading, I don't know what it's going to be about. I honestly don't know what it's going to be about, but I do feel an intensity growing in my chest. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and just get some cards ready. I'm going to be nice, regardless what the reading's topic is. I'm going to try my damnedest to be as nice as possible and not be combative. All right. So let me prepare the cards. I should probably text everybody and be like, hi, I'm sorry I'm live. Hold on. I got to let people know. I just felt so badly about earlier. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. Right. Just send this. Come on. Send it. Confirm. There you go. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. So if you're just tuning in, I wanted to make up for this morning's crazy ass reading, arguing with Michael. What the hell? These two cards again? Yeah, so let's get started. Let's definitely get started. Whatever this reading is going to be about, I'll definitely read. Okay. All right. Oops. Ooh. Interesting. Very interesting set of cards. A lot of shifting going on within the energy right now. Even as I speak, a lot of shifting going on. What are you going to choose to do? How are you going to choose to react to the events, the individuals, that are being brought to you by your own soul? What are you going to do? Are you going to be accepting? Not necessarily accepting of the person, more accepting of what this person, what message, what lessons, what circumstance this person is being brought into your life to give you. Okay. There is an indication that there will be an attempt to insert negativity into your life, possibly even struggle. It might be you doing this in your refusal to bend to the will of soul, to submit to the will of soul. We're going to find out. Oops. Definitely going to find out. I'm told to pull this. I'm told to pull this. And in the middle. Okay. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. That's okay, though. That's okay. It still works. Still works. Let me see. Was this the last of the cards? Some of that. All right. Okay, so I want to use the Cathars to speak. That's super interesting. Oh, good fucking God. Oh my God. Drama, drama, drama. Okay. Drama, drama, drama. That's all I got to say about that. Drama, drama, drama. Let's just have some sugar. All right. Final deck. All right. Final shuffle. Yes. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. There's some shit brewing. There is some shit brewing. Okay. I didn't look at all the cards, but I did see enough to know there is some fuckery afoot. Card number 2, inner trust. Cover your ears. Don't just listen to just anybody, okay? This is not a message for you to only listen to me or only watch me. That's a huge disservice to you if you're going to take what I say as like the absolute word of God, okay? You have to block out information, guidance, whatever it is. You have to block it out. Things that that your intuition tells you is going to get you into some sort of like I don't know, like fuckery. You got to block that out. The moment you begin to feel like, oh, this doesn't feel right, turn it off. It doesn't even matter if it's me. I have off days. Y'all saw me this morning fucking cussing out an archangel. He says it was cute. That's why you make me mad. You don't take me serious. So you have to trust yourself above all others. You have to. It has to be you first. Guidance, your needs first, all of this. I'm not talking about put you first at everyone else's detriment. Okay. I'm talking about truly addressing your needs. When you're putting yourself first and it's at everyone else's detriment, is that really a need or is that a preference? Is that something you just want? Huge difference. Huge difference. Okay. Now, you also have to be still. Your power, your personal power is very much being challenged right now, whether outright challenge or being challenged in that, being challenged in that you are witnessing things that's really triggering you. And in that triggering, you're being given an opportunity to choose how are you going to respond to this. Is it just going to be allowed to be like a simple reaction of like, I'm triggered and this and that and blah 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 blah, or is it going to be an actual thought out response where you're applying the things you've learned from earlier in life and using that to create more opportunity for growth and healing? Is the screen blurry? Let me use my sock. Better? Should I use my other sock? Hold on. Good now? Okay. So, card number 23, panacea. There is a solution for every problem. My foot was all over your face just now. A, pay attention to the reading. Forget the visuals. Just pay attention to the reading. I'll take out my other sock that I use at the gym that I found under. I'm joking. Okay, there's a solution for every problem. There is. So, what's your solution going to be? For some of us, our solution is two prong, meaning there's two components to it, okay? Um, you can either pay attention simply to the snake that's wrapped itself around your leg. Okay. Are you going to listen to a snake? A snake speaks with a forked tongue. That forked tongue, one side is truth, the other side is distortions of that truth. What side are you going to get? I don't know. I don't know. So, your other thing that you need to pay attention to, have you tied yourself to a rock? Is your obligation unnecessary, self imposed obligation, the very thing that's keeping you from rising? Okay. I mean, I don't know. For some of us, it's one or the other that we're experiencing and need to focus on. For others of us, it's both. We're experiencing both things, like pulling both our legs down. And for yet others of us, none of this even resonates. And that's okay. And that's a good thing. We don't try and force things to resonate unless you're already like, damn, how does she know this? Well, then it's probably not resonating yet, or it might not resonate at all. Okay. Card number 39, congratulations, success. I think this means by the spiritual royal edict, you're going to get past this. You're going to get past this. This is just one of the many, many lessons you will face in life. All right. Card number 5. Da, 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 da. Oh, God. This ties to the Emperor card. Okay. I had promised I will be nice. I will be nice. I promised. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. This card suggests there's something you may have to fight for. Mars is the ruler of sexuality and aggression. Um, it's a lustful planet that drives us, allows us to face the difficult challenges in life and to follow our passions no matter what stands in the way. So I'm kind of wondering if this is a message that for some, there is an individual that's represented by Emperor energy, and it's almost like a lust driven ambition. Like there's little tidbits of message in there that they want you. They want you, and um nothing is really able to kind of lessen or slow down that increasing need or want for you. All right. So it means to push back in terms of defense. You may either face aggressive situations with a need to confront or defend, or an intense, rousing sexual encounter. You like that ramen? Did you drop an egg in it? Right now, action is needed. It's not a good time to sit back and wait. Is that like instruction for the emperor individual, or so what? I got distracted by ramen. What? Um so there's another message to this. You're being challenged to protect your interest or move ahead quickly on something. Okay. This card infers that a fire has been lit under the passions and it's time to achieve what you want in life. It can also indicate a formidable competitor. So I'm wondering, the key ideas are battles, adversaries, competition, sports events, rushing, and defense. I'm wondering if part of this battle, part of the competition, it's an internal thing. I'm wondering if it's an internal thing, and what's competing is the masculine and the feminine aspects of yourself to see who can kind of move forward, move ahead, and better guide you through your path. Okay. I said I wouldn't argue with you. Card number 25, protective nest. Oh, you're hiding something. Your largest egg, the largest concentration of you and what you come into this world to bring to offer humanity, you've hidden it away. You're trying to hide it away. I think it's ready to be born. It's okay for you to be protective of yourself. It's okay for you to feel as though um, it's necessary to question other people's motives, um, intent, all of that. I think that's the same word. um, it's okay. I'm getting this message because it's a 10 of love. I'm getting this message that we all sit at the same table. All of us are sitting at the same table, being fed the same energy that comes from the same kitchen with ingredients that are grown in the same soils. And it's really up to us what we're going to do with this. Are we going to eat the food? Are we going to allow ourselves to be sustained, to be nourished? Or because of specific and very unique circumstance to each individual, have we allowed ourselves to become intolerant, to become reactive, to become full on allergic? All of these coping mechanisms that we develop um, due to our need for love, the type of love we receive, the lack of love, um, the pain because of love, just things like that. It all really affects the way we begin to either allow or disallow that love to enter. Card number 25. My girl over here is ready to fuck shit up. Card number 25, Kali Liberation. Yeah. I think what needs to be destroyed is not the self, but the version of the self that was born of other people's expectations and perceptions of you. Because the way someone sees you is very much determined by what they need you to be in their life. Some of you will see me as someone who empowers, someone who encourages and inspires, someone who loves and supports you so unconditionally without having ever interacted with you privately, because that's what you need me to be for you. And others of you will see me as this crazy ass bitch that keeps doing drugs on her live streams, can't fucking focus, doesn't read right, doesn't know the meaning, because that's what you need me to be for you. And that has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. Quite possibly, what we need to understand at this point is sometimes when people treat you poorly, it's their own issues that are being projected onto you. And it's not your job to serve as their freaking chambermaid, cleaning up after them and making sure the bed that they made for themselves is clean and tidy. I don't think so. You create a dirty bed, you sleep in that shit. I've grown enough to know it is not my job to be your whipping girl, to be your scapegoat. You might behave that way towards me. I don't have to react. I don't have to feed that. When you allow yourself to be triggered and begin interacting, exchanging with someone who approaches you in a toxic manner, you are feeding that. That is nourishment to keep it going. And most of the time, I'm just like, okay, bitch. I don't give a shit what you say. I give plenty of fucks, just not for you. Miss me with your bullshit. So let us see. Card number 33. Heaven sent. You are heaven sent. You are absolutely heaven sent. Mhm. Ooh. Mm. I was doing I was speaking in public um not too long ago, and the message came forward, and it's this concept that every single last one of us, we are prayers made into flesh. And whether you're religious or not, prayer is emotion, energy, intent, really, really concentrated and sent up to divinity as a request for healing. So at one point or another, there was an individual that already existed that prayed for you to come into being, and they might not even realize that. You might not have even crossed their path yet. But your existence, for every single one of us, your existence is someone's unspoken prayer answered. Because you exist, you have affected someone else's life. And whether the effect you had on someone else's life can be perceived as or quantified as positive or negative, it's really irrelevant. You did your part, you had your effect, and they are now free to choose whatever new options are presented them simply because of your interaction, simply because of your existence. You are so much more powerful than you could ever fathom. You are so much more significant, so much more important. Your words, your thoughts, the things that you are so embarrassed to share. Hmm, whatever. So Michael just called me out. That public speaking that I did where this thought came forward. Hmm. Do I have to say it? It was at my mother's funeral. So, card number 24, new chapter. You cannot start a new chapter so long as you keep going over all the old chapters of your life. You just can't. You can't start a new chapter. How will you start a new chapter if you keep thinking about and going back to old chapters, rereading the same lines over and over and over again? I mean, if you've already memorized those lines, why do you need to memorize those lines first off? Are you doing a performance? Is it something that you need for work? Because when you have a really true, deep, authentic connection with an individual, say for a romantic relationship, you don't memorize your lines. You have true, raw, and real conversation. So, what do you need to keep rereading those lines for? Why do you keep very regularly going over the same lines over and over and over again, the same parts of your life? Do you think or do you feel that if you continue to do that, fixate on, say, a 5-day period where you were disappointed and felt abandoned and felt at your lowest and that no one really cared, it wouldn't matter if you disappeared? Do you think that would change the way you felt in that moment? Do you feel like doing that can somehow serve your growth? I mean, it could if you let it go, because there's no point in holding on to that weight. And what would that do if you let it go? How would that hurt you? Once you've lived through an event, letting it go doesn't mean you forget it happened. It doesn't suddenly become some sort of disrespect to the people involved because, oh, I let it go, so now all of a sudden they no longer exist. That's so disrespectful. It's not that at all. You're holding on to the weight of something that no longer serves you. Just because I let things go, it doesn't mean I've forgotten. It doesn't mean that moment is no longer a significant moment of my life. It's still a part of my life. It's still a part of my history. It still exists within me. So, card number 12, Hex, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Is the enemy outside of you or is it inside of you? And if the enemy is outside of you, is that enemy nothing more than a projection, an external circumstance reflecting an internal struggle? So, what is it? Is it inside? Is it outside? So many questions. So many questions. Have you labeled your shadow as your enemy? Is that what it is? That your shadow is evil, it's somehow bad, it's wicked because it's shadow, it's dark, it's not part of that love and light. What if I told you it's the very shadows that give you a sense of nuance when it comes to your light, where it lets you better understand the gravity of you? So there's definitely a lot of chaotic stuff going on, very disharmonic energies either outside of you or inside of you, very much keeping you from allowing yourself to see with clarity. Card number 3, High Priestess of Earth. This came up earlier too. It's time for you to reach higher levels of consciousness while totally, totally, fully connected to your human existence. This concept that's very much spread around spiritual circles, taught by gurus and whatnot. This concept of you're working to be something. You have to sacrifice. You have to let go and die some more and let go some more, and the person you are right now is not enough, but if you just keep working at it, you'll get to the point where you are enough, and then it's good. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. As someone who's reached levels of consciousness that oftentimes are, and I feel full of ego saying that, I feel full of ego saying this, but Michael says it needs to be said. As someone who has reached levels of consciousness that is so elevated, for a human mind, it would be categorized as profound. Um, all of those teachings are bullshit. They're bullshit. You were born as an enlightened being with layer after layer after layer of distortion, other people's perceptions, other people's expectations, other people's toxicity layered before you could even figure out how to move your mouth so that you can speak, before you could even figure out how to hold your head up. All of this layered on top of you. While you were still in your mother's womb, all of this layered on top of you. Expectation after expectation. And really, what's happened is as you've come down into a frequency that is called the density of flesh, um, your coding was compressed. And just like when you upload a high resolution image or video onto social media, it becomes compressed. And the quality of that code expression is sacrificed. It's just like when you Apple phone motherfuckers send me videos onto my Android. I'm like, I can't see the bubble. It's true. I was shopping for crystals, private show. I couldn't see anything. It was all pixelated. And that's what your soul goes through. By the time you figure out how to talk, by the time you begin to understand that you are free to think for yourself, all these things that were once your truth are now kind of muddled and confused. And No, there's no way. There's no one else on this earth that says these things. I haven't read a book that tells me these things. There's nothing online that repeats what I'm questioning. And so I'm probably wrong. And the fact is, you've never been more right in your life. You have been so right that this earth plane had to convince you you were wrong, to give you something to do as you go from child to elder. So we are not working towards enlightenment. We are working towards the deconstruction of the programs that have been installed since childhood to cause us to believe that at any point in our life we are not enough. That will only be enough when we reach a certain point that's such a far distant time from now. And every type of lesson that you learn is somehow some, I don't know, evidence of failure, evidence of your shortcomings, evidence that what creation didn't know what it was doing when it was perfectly designing you for the purpose only you could fulfill in this life. I saw a sign. I forget what state it was in. It was in front of a church. I'm saying this as a Catholic, baptized and confirmed. Had all my sacraments. Okay. So take that in as I tell you this. I saw a sign in front of a church. It had a picture of a baby. And it said something along the lines of God doesn't make mistakes. I think it was like anti-abortion. Um, so God doesn't make mistakes for that, but he makes mistakes for gays, for lesbians. God made a mistake there. I don't fucking think so. Everything in your life, everything about you was perfectly designed so that you could experience every single type of event you need in this life as a human being to reach higher levels of consciousness as a soul that's been liberated. What if life is nothing more than the process of liberation? Ooh, that's some deep shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Card number 44. Stranded. There we are. There we are. Each one of us stranded in our own tree, out of our element. You know why life is so hard? You know why it's so hard to understand why life as a human being functions the way it is? Because we are not human. We are souls. We are souls here to have a human experience. And the density of flesh gives a very different experience than what the soul knows. That's why we come into this life. So, card number 49, Jupiter return benefits. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Let's see. Goals or plans you started more than a decade ago will begin to bear fruit, either right now or at least very soon. Something very good is about to emerge from the debris of the past. It could be a thing you felt you lost or something that did not work out exactly as you hoped. It may even be a plan you've forgotten about that once again comes into your life to make some remarkable changes and advances. In short, the Jupiter return card implies good fortune and prosperity in many areas, not just financial or material. Dreams manifest into reality at this time. There is a rapidness to this energy. It's important to grab a hold of anything that surfaces. What's surfacing? Okay. A new chapter is surfacing. The anchor is surfacing. It's coming back up so that you can begin moving freely within your life again, within your co-created reality. I'm just looking at this card and it's like, are they arguing? Are those two arguing? What are they arguing about? Ooh, and everyone has like kind of a scowl on their face. What? I don't know. Drama. Four of wisdom, there you are, pulling your cart along with some sort of storm in the distance. Look at the trees. They're no longer green. They've lost quite a bit of their coverage. Hmm. Okay, you have maybe this is you pulling around your wisdom instead of living that many of us believe our wisdom is contained within books. I mean, hmm, um, huh. Wisdom is not something outside of you. It's not. As long as you believe wisdom to be something outside of yourself, outside of your life experiences, outside of your memories, you're going to be dragging around a pretty heavy cart because every chapter of your life is thick. I'd say thick like my thighs, but I don't have thick thighs. A girl can wish. um, let's see. So, the Jupiter card, love others with grace and patience. Know that generosity is its own reward. Keep the expansive energy of Jupiter flowing, but with discernment. And in answer to your question, yes, but only if you're wise in your choices. So, whatever it was that you have been questioning, wondering, struggling to find the answer for, the answer is yes, but only if you are wise in your discernment. Okay. 34, illusion. Don't buy into the illusion. Do not buy into the illusion that you are being sold by social media, by societal pressure, by the elite, by authorities who should never have authority over you and your person. Fuck all that shit. I'm just saying 74% and 938, 11, 911. I'm getting triggered. Don't buy into other people's hype. Shit, don't even buy into my hype. I am just a stay at home mom. Okay. There is nothing more elevated about me in comparison to you. Nothing. I'm just as hot a mess as you are. We some hot ass messes, okay? That's okay. It's okay. Oh my god. Okay. Let us see. Domino Christie. I'm just remembering all sorts of shit from church. Oh my gosh. Do-do-do-do. Okay. So here goes card number 17. What is already within you? What is it? What's already inside? Transformation, transmutation, elevation. All of those things are already within your grasp. But if you cling too tightly to these beliefs that other people told you should be believing, whether it's right for you or not, then your hands are going to be too full. It's going to be too full. You won't be able to receive the things you're supposed to receive, and you won't be able to transform, to transmute. Hold on. Um, do you guys see that right there? A dragon? So this is a dragon's head, and then it wraps around and around. Do you guys see that? Or am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. All right. I'm just going to leave that alone. So, card number 15, gratitude. Have gratitude for yourself. Just be grateful for yourself. You don't necessarily have to be grateful for every little thing and constantly be in a state of like, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm not saying be ungrateful. I'm saying know what. what level and when it's appropriate to show that level of gratitude. You're not here. Um, it's almost like I'm being given this feeling and imagery of someone who on some level feels like they don't deserve the things they're receiving, like the good things they're receiving. And so it's constantly like, oh, I'm so, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope I wasn't a bother. And it's like, stop, stop. Just be thankful for your life. Be thankful for the people in it. Be thankful for the moments where, you're reminded, you're being given a reminder that you deserve more than you actually give yourself permission to have. Be grateful for that. Okay. Everyone in your life is brought to you by your soul. Everyone in your life is brought to you by your soul. Card number 3, detox, cleanse and restore. I think some of us have become like totally bloated by our own bullshit. It's true. Sometimes I get bloated by my own bullshit. Sometimes, and the bullshit stems from my argument with myself about how I don't deserve this, how I don't deserve that, how this and that, and all these negative things about myself. And it's not for a lack of love for self. It's for an imbalanced ego. My ego is often imbalanced. I struggle really hard to balance that bitch. My ego doesn't function like the traditional concept of ego, where if your ego flares, you think you're better than everyone. Mine actually functions the opposite. When my ego flares, I just don't feel too good. I just feel kind of like a little bit little and just a little bit not good. And it's okay. The way I see it, I don't necessarily have to go out of my way to prove to myself or to other people that I'm just so up there and like whatever. Who gives a shit? The point of this journey for me personally is to recognize everything about me is perfectly designed down to my ego issues where, you know, times where I begin to get comfortable and having abilities and all of these other things that people are like, oh my God, it must be amazing. Um, when I get comfortable in that, I stand a very real risk of that very thing being used to infiltrate me in my consciousness, parasitic infiltration. So my ego exists to keep me humble for a reason, not because I don't know my worth, but because I know my worth and I need to always make sure my worth is not distorted. So everything about you is perfectly designed, perfectly designed. Meaning every little option that was chosen regarding your attitude, regarding your physical, regarding all the details of those were all carefully, very, very carefully selected. So, card number 18, forbidden. Card number 28, roots. Something is forbidden from tapping into the roots. Card number 16, Eva. 8448. Nice. Mm-hmm. 4334. Nice. This is a major thing. There's an attempt to infiltrate you at your core. This is an attempt to infiltrate you at your core, your roots, all the way up. Fallen. 2 angels flanked your tree, and they've fallen from grace. The 2 who flank the entrance to your core. Okay, let's see. 4th house, God's number 28. All right. Before I read into this, let's see. What did I write? about the fourth house. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. So fourth house ties into Cancer. Fucking. All right. Security, foundation, roots below our feet, home, real estate, fixed assets, home environment, upbringing, mother, safety, emotional state, private, family life, rib cage, chest, breast, relationships with parents, sensitivity, house of happiness. Be careful. Be careful. So, Eva will be entering through one of several doors. It can be through unresolved toxicity stemming from your mother. It can be from some sort of expectation of other people making you happy. What else was there? It can be from unresolved issues stemming from your childhood. Still being in a victim mentality type of state when it comes to thinking about whatever happened in your childhood. If your emotions, if you don't find the root of what that emotion is, whether it's something that's disappointing you from your current place in life, earlier in life, you have to figure out what that is. Your home environment. I wonder if that's the home within yourself, if that's a home environment that's needing to be addressed. If you don't feel comfortable within your own spiritual house, that can definitely open you up to parasitic issues. Okay. A lot of us are having parasitic issues right now, not just because of the tactical moves that were made to create trauma induced accretion for all of us. A lot of us are not really willing to address what's going on within ourselves. It's a very, very common thing to constantly look outside of yourself for what is the reason I'm feeling this way. Who hurt me? Who made me this way? Who this and who that? It's anyone but me. It's just not me. It is you. Whether it's someone doing something to you, it is you that has that reaction and perception to what was done to you. I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm saying the authority that chooses how that event, how that circumstance will forever affect you is you. You are that authority. Okay. So, hmm, let's see. So, card number 28, fourth house roots. Oh, this is my favorite poem of all time. Sorry. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved in secret between the shadow and the soul. Pablo Neruda. All right. Your question may somehow be rooted in the past. See what I'm saying? What most of us don't realize, much of what we struggle through as adults have roots in unresolved issues from childhood. Okay. If you didn't have the parents that you wanted, the parents that you felt you deserved, you're now an adult. Be that parent for your inner child. Be that type of parent for yourself. If no one ever asked you what was wrong, if you never got an opportunity to vocalize what was wrong, why are you keeping your mouth shut now? Why do you still choose to cater to other people's preferences, muting yourself in the process because heaven forbid you inconvenience someone by telling them your needs? You know what I mean? This is about recognizing the patterns that you've been living through, first off. And then, secondly, taking ownership of your power to change those patterns, make a conscious decision to shift the cycles. You know what I mean? This is no longer about blaming and who victimized you, who was the victim, who was the aggressor. Who gives a shit about that? What happened already happened. Now is a time for you to choose to be more than just a result, a byproduct of trauma. So let's see. The fourth house is ruled by the moon and governs the feelings, all the ways we are touchy and emotional, dreams, and our soul yearnings. It signifies the home, family, and the earliest phase of childhood, even to the time shortly before birth when we are still in the womb. Mm, let's see. This is the beginning of the family and holds the memories of our ancestors. It represents the putting down of roots and the foundation of everything in our lives, our heritage, and tribal affiliations. It's the house of the self. It also likes to hide away. There is both gentleness and emotional rawness in the fourth house. This could mean home and family issues may have something to do with your query, and it represents your current environment, family members, and where you live. So, whatever it is you're struggling through, this need to detox, this sense of an enemy, the seeking a solution for all these problems, it has to do with the home. It has to do with your roots, whether it be the type of culture you were raised within, making you feel oppressed, making you feel ashamed of who you are, what you are, whatever it is. Address it, face it head on, look it in the eyes, and charge towards that bitch. I guarantee you'll make her flinch. So, forbidden. Ooh. For some of us, we are forbidden from allowing ourselves to tap into our high priestess of earth, to that truly magical, very powerful, raw truth of who you are. Okay. Three of wisdom. Look at that. God's giving you a high fucking five. There's your book of life. You have climbed to the summit in inclement weather. You've done it. You've already been there. You've already been at the top. At some point in your life, you've reached some high point, and then something happened to remove you from that high point. Whether that something has to do whether that something has to do with someone else really affecting the way you see yourself, the way you see your own accomplishments. I don't know. You got to take your power back though. That's the main thing. You have to take your power back. You weren't here to give away your power to other people. That's not how you help. That's not how you heal. You're here to allow other people to witness the reclamation and utilization of your personal power so that they too can be empowered and inspired to do the same for themselves. There's a lot of distortion within this reading. Like something wants me to interpret the message I receive as something else. It's kind of like a bait and switch feel. Hmm. It's almost like you're traveling a very windy, very perilous road in the middle of nowhere so that you can connect with your divinity. When in reality, your divinity is already contained within you. It's already around you. It's in everyone you meet. It's in songs that you hear, billboards that you see that make you feel the chills, stories and books and movies and whatever else. So long as you're open to receive these messages, they will be given to you. But here's the thing. So many of us are conditioned to believe these messages can only come in one way, only specific forms of delivery. Like, oh, I'll only know if I have a psychic reading. Oh, I'll only know if I watch, a tarot video. I mean, that's pretty fucked up to say considering I'm doing tarot videos. But it's the fucking truth. It's the truth. You can come to me and have a reading if you want. That's fine. I love that. But the truth is, you have your messages already within you. Your divinity is within you, around you. You are divinity condensed into flesh. Don't diminish yourself by assuming that, oh, well, I don't have that gift. I don't have that skill. You don't need that skill. You're a fucking divinity. You are divinity. You are divine. Let me just plug this in. There was this priest.